Actually, it is art of restraining your emotions, or art of restraining, not art
Hmm.
of attacking. So the martial arts gives you more confidence uh, in a situation where you can defend yourself, and they teach you not to be aggressive, but to be protective, but to be
Hmm. Hmm.
defensive.
Hmm. 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 Assalamu alaikum. This is Abdul Karim Ahmed from the Intense Show. Today we have a very, very interesting guest all the way from Pakistan. And I think it's very interesting because, he has a very kind of a diverse personality, not only in his own profession, but especially in the domain of the sports. The way he has basically given his time, effort, and all his mix into developing some of the traditional sports, I think that's very, very impressive. Without any further ado, we will be basically having a very intense discussion with Mr. Khalil. Roll the intro. Thank you, Mr. Khalil, for coming in. For in our podcast at the Intense Show over there. I think you have a lot of different things on your belt. So you have done very diverse thing, different aspects over there. But I would just like to start with a very basic question: Who is Mr. Khalil?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for providing this opportunity. Actually, if you ask me what is Khalil, I'm an ordinary person.
That's humble.
Uh, yeah, a down to earth person. But as a profession, if you ask me, I belong to the legal fraternity.
Mhm.
I've been practicing law since 1988.
Wow.
And the other intro is that I'm a martial artist, and I'm doing my martial arts since 1974.
Wow. Wow.
So it's a long journey. Uh,
1974, way
yeah,
before I was born. So.
yeah, of course. So it's a long journey, Alhamdulillah. And now, currently, I'm the chairman of the Pakistan Jiu-Jitsu Federation. I'm
Very
the
nice.
pioneer of Jiu-Jitsu in Pakistan. Before that, I used to be the general secretary and the president of the Pakistan Judo Federation
Hmm.
too. So it's a long journey since my childhood and my school life. I've been practicing martial arts like karate, judo, aikido, jiu-jitsu.
Wow. Wow.
So, and
That means should I be scared with you?
no, not at all, not at all. Let me tell you one thing. If you meet some true martial artist, you will
Uh-huh.
find him much humble, much down to the earth or ground.
Because my notion of understanding this martial art is it's more kind of self-defensive,
Yeah,
self-defensive mechanism.
actually, it is art of restraining your emotions, or art of restraining, not art
Hmm.
of attacking. So the martial arts gives you more confidence uh, in a situation where you can defend yourself, and they teach you not to be aggressive, but to be protective, but to be
Hmm. Hmm.
defensive.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So the more you get into, the more you get confidence. But if you might remember in 70s when we got the era of movies of Bruce Lee and
Right.
others,
Right. Right. Right.
then this kind of martial arts becomes so popular, particularly in our country, Pakistan's. In every streets or nearby positions, you can find out clubs, and lots of people used to, and they were feeling like they are superhuman and something like that, like movies, heroes movies. It's not like that. But however, the practice makes the man perfect. So the more you get in, the more you get confidence, and the more
Makes
you get
sense. Makes sense.
the things.
Interesting. I would say what I would like to do right now, is like take a step back and say, okay, where did the inspiration, I think because as you are kind of having these two big domains over here, as being a lawyer, being in the corporate side, where was that inspiration derived from? And then I think you have other aspect which are into more like a sport enthusiastic. So where was that inspiration derived, especially with the time you're saying 1974 back then? I think it's that phase was where the social media, the information was not readily available, so people did not knew what's happening in the other side of the world. So where was your source of what was your source of information to start with? And secondly, how did you get just influence that you took a such, because as far as I know, there are very handful or no people would do something of, like go towards that route at that era over there. So that will be interesting to hear from your side.
In fact, let me take you back in '74.
Okay.
That was a time when we used to watch the TV and we used to watch the Muhammad Ali Killis fight,
Hmm.
boxings, on
Okay.
the TV.
Okay.
And this was the only show which were available in that part of the time. And everybody was, because Muhammad Ali Kille was an iconic personality,
100%.
and everybody used to be very inspired, from his kind of actions. And so I was basically a tiny, a skinny fellow at that time while I was in my school. So, and then luckily,
Then also taking that courage, it's a big step.
yeah, and then luckily we had a ground available in our as a park of, I mean, a part of our house because we had a big house in Lahore. So there was a ground where I used to have a sandbag.
Mm-hmm.
So it's early morning. I used to have practice with the sandbag, benching and kicks and like that.
Like
So
superly traditional way.
yeah.
So what? Just you were just doing by yourself, or
Exactly, by myself, because some of my friends, they were boxers, national level boxers at
uh-huh.
that time. So, and that boxing was the first activity which we used to
So I mean, so the first interaction what you had with any sports was basically the boxing,
boxing.
and in that also basically the source of inspiration was Muhammad Ali Killa Udhar, and then your friends who you knew them as a boxer.
They were the national champions, and then we used to practice together. And they used to come to my house by having the sparring on my, sandbag. So that was the motivation which we brought me into the kind of
And if you
stuff.
don't mind, Kendall, what was your age at the time?
Oh, must be 15, 14,
Wow,
15.
wow, okay,
Quite young, quite young.
very impressive.
So, and then when we went to the school, like my matriculations, and this was the time when this karate came in our country through the movies, you know.
Hmm.
So then I joined the karate club, and we started learning karate, and it helps me more, confidence building my years. So, and gradually this travels kept on till where I am now.
Very
I'm
nice.
the highest grade holder in Pakistan, having the eighth dan of Jiu-Jitsu.
Mashallah.
There is no one in our country, Alhamdulillah. So I learned it from Japan. I learned it from all over the world, and I was the first amongst the Pakistani to achieve the black belt third dan from the International
Wow.
Judo Federations, and the black belt first dan from the Kodokan Judo Institute, which is called Makkah for the judo players in Japan, Tokyo. So
Very
because I
nice.
went up there and I learned it all these kind of things over there, and then because as I just mentioned that I was when I came back in Pakistan in 1994, because I was there for 4 or 5 years learning martial arts in
Mm-hmm.
Japan.
So
So
you said
then,
5 years you were
yeah,
consistently learning that martial
learning
art.
martial arts because it was a passion. Because I remember when I appeared in my final exam of the LLB, that was
So that's an
the
interesting question I was going to ask you. Where did this the law thing intersect during your?
actually the law is the one you see, which is a field which gives you more independence. I mean, you are not employed somewhere. You are not.
Hmm.
You don't have to listen your bosses, or you don't have to. You see, listen their. They don't have to snub you and something like that, because of your words. So the law is much independent field. So I used to be, this kind of person that who never hears this kind of, snubbing or dictation from someone. So that's why I have chosen my field, law field. And in 1988, when I graduated, I was in 84, 85 session. So, but our pass out, our class pass out in 1988. So and now my classmates are sitting in Supreme Court,
Hmm.
in Lahore High Court.
Very nice.
Rather, I don't want to name them, but uh, maybe I can just say that future Chief Justice is one of my class fellow.
Mashallah. Very nice. Very nice.
So,
Mhm.
likewise, so we had this, like going on this journey in law, and I asked my father to, because I was having craze of just learning martial arts. So I asked my father to sponsor me for the Japanese
Uh-huh.
tour. So he promised. He said that okay, first you finish your education and then you can go wherever you want.
So that was a
So
condition.
that was the condition. So the day I appeared for my last exam of the LLB,
Uh-huh.
I was sitting in the evening in the plane to go to Japan.
Really? It was that like,
Yeah,
okay,
that
you do
so
this, you get this.
I was so excited, so crazy at that time to go to Japan to learn this martial arts. So Alhamdulillah, and that journey is still going on.
No, Masha, this is
And
this
by
is
the way, perhaps you have an idea or not, but let me tell you, currently, Jiu-Jitsu is the one of the sports in Pakistan which has the biggest medals on their tally.
Hmm,
No
hmm,
other
hmm, hmm.
sports has such achievements as the Jiu-Jitsu Federation has. Our young players, young boys and girls, they are Asian champion,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Alhamdulillah, and we retained the Asian title since 2006 till 2014.
Really?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah.
And even now,
Mhm.
our youngsters, our players are Asian champions, and they are world top ranking, Alhamdulillah.
That's very good. That's very good.
And that is just because that I never compromised, because I myself is the technical person, so I never compromised the technical aspects of the selection of the team. So whenever we select the team, I myself get available on that near to the mat, and I watch everybody's move myself. Even during our national championships, I am maybe the kind of president who is sitting all the day and watching each and everybody's move just to select the best and the best talent. So that is the reason that Alhamdulillah we are enjoying these top positions at the moment.
No, this is very interesting. I think one thing is that which I kind of firmly believe is that anything what you do in life, right? So if there is a passion behind it, you will automatically see the fruits and the results completely different compared to a person, individuals, who are just doing it for the sake of doing it. So definitely, like the as much as I've known you, as much as you like you shared stuff over there, I think what's driven the sport part of there is more driven from your passion aspect over there. So that's very impressive to hear part over there.
And see, being a technical, there's another advantage. If you are technical, no one can befool you. Like for example, the coach or
That is
managers
very
or
true.
other officials. So like in our case, every national championships, the next day there is a meeting going on with all the referees,
Hmm.
and they are just sitting and explaining, "Sir, we gave this point because of this thing." Because we are already having the video recording, and then so
Hmm, hmm,
each
hmm, hmm,
fights
hmm.
will revive, and we saw, and we need to check the referees actions where they have given the points, like because sometimes uh, people, particularly the students or the players, they get dejected because of the wrong decision.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Because when referee favors some other, and they don't give the points
Makes
to some
sense.
genuine players, they get dejected, and they fed up, and they leave the sports. But Alhamdulillah,
Hmm.
in Jiu-Jitsu Federation, because there is a check and balance on every person, like it is the only federation which does not allow any person, any coach, less than the black belt.
Wow. Okay.
Until unless person is a qualified black belt, we don't allow him to be a coach. So that is the reason
So
that we
your
have,
selective your
yeah,
requirements are pretty high
very very
to maintain
tough,
that
very
kind of
very
level
yeah, and that is the reason that we have quality. We don't want
over quantity.
quantity. We have a
Mm.
quality, and Alhamdulillah, every official sports like Asian martial arts, Asian indoor games, or Asian beach games, whatever official games are being held, the first gold always comes for the Jiu-Jitsu team of
That's
the
very nice.
country.
Very
So
impressive.
Pakistan, Alhamdulillah, if you just go into the Pakistan Sports Board websites, you can see the achievements. So you can see the Jiu-Jitsu always brought the laurel for their country.
Very nice. Very nice. I think I think what I want to kind of divert our conversation is talking about the modern sports and traditional sports. So modern sports, I think again, I'm not a sports fanatic over there, but I will just define modern sports as the sports which is kind of popular in the mass people out there. So basically, I would say classify maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I would say cricket, hockey, or like squash or something, and that could be considered as modern sport, right? And people love that. People are passionate about that. The whole country kind of is looking forward when something happened. Recently, we just had a cricket World Cup. Unfortunately, Pakistan did not,
Yeah.
went ahead in that series over there. That was very unfortunate. But again, uh, I would say that the thing what we had in New York was that people were like just crazy over. They had booked the tickets for months and years actually before things went happen. And
True.
tickets were being sold like crazy high ticket price over there.
True.
People are so crazy about that sport over there. So now what I want to ask you is that because now you are into more kind of traditional sport, right? And you are also a member of traditional sport committees and like different bodies you are kind of representing over there. What is the rationale behind it? Like why do you want to push that traditional sport more into the I would say into the more like a spotlight? Why on a personal level why do you want to do that? And even if you happen to succeed, I think it's doing an amazing job as you mentioned. But even if it goes more further, how will overall to benefit?
In fact, the traditional sports are the ones which are dying. You can call them the dying sports,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a need to revive and to develop them.
Mm-hmm.
So you might know the UNESCO. UNESCO is the lead agency of the United Nations,
Yes.
and they have been given the task since 1999 uh, by the member states and from the MINIPS,
Mm-hmm.
which is a super uh, forum of the ministerial conference,
Mm-hmm.
which have given them this direction through the secretariat to do something to revive the traditional sports and games. Because if you might have heard that UNESCO have the heritage forum, and they recognize the heritage sites of the world, and they
Yes.
give them the certifications. However, they were given this assignments to work on this data collections and to develop the platform for the revival and promotion of the traditional sports and games and official platform. So since 1999, UNESCO and the member states starts working on this project, and then there were several uh, collective consultations held because
Hmm.
in
Again, sorry to cut you off. My point, my again, this is so since like, what was the thought process like to revive the tradition? Even UNESCO is kind of involved into it, forming different bodies and stuff like that to kind of establish that. So I was just trying to understand, just from a layman perspective, what was the thought process behind like, okay, why do you want to put a lot of effort and stuff like that to promote the traditional sport?
you see the point is uh, these cultural sports or the traditional sports, they are quite closer to the heritage of each nation. You
Hmm.
see, so
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
the
Hmm, hmm.
the promotion of heritage is needed by every country. So
Interesting.
they need to promote
Yes.
their tradition. They need to promote their heritage, and they need to introduce it to the rest of the worlds as well.
Okay. Okay. Now
So
it makes sense to me.
yeah,
Yes.
so that is the reason that when the ministers and the ambassadors, they sit together in the forum of the UNESCO, they decided to establish such an organization which could have run organize this kind of traditional sports and games. So as I told you, this journey started since 1999
Mm-hmm.
onward. So lots of people have been working on this aspects. So finally, this forum was established in 2018.
Very nice.
This is called International Council for Traditional Sports and Games, which is the official forum,
And you are the
which
president for that too, right?
well, Alhamdulillah,
Very nice.
I
Very
was the
nice.
because I was elected as the chairman of the ad hoc advisory committee of UNESCO. which was internal body of
Hmm.
UNESCO, and we had
Got it.
a number of ambassadors and others people in those. So I was elected in 2017 as the chairman of that advisory committee, and that advisory committee has the task to establish this international forum, as well as to organize the encyclopedia or to make other things. So Alhamdulillah, this advisory committee, they made quite hard work, and in 2018, during the fourth collective consultation, we finally established this international platform, which is called International Council for Traditional Sports and Games.
Very nice.
So by virtue of my being the chairman, I have been elected as the uh, first president of International Council for Traditional Sports
Very
Games as
impressive.
an ex officio. So since then, Alhamdulillah, we are trying our level best to promote the traditional sports and games around the world. And the difference between IOC and our International Council for Traditional
Mm-hmm.
Sports and Games is that IOC deals with the NGOs like National Olympic Committee. However, in ICTSG, we are dealing with the governments, either
Mm-hmm.
the Ministry of the Culture or Ministry of Sports or Ministry of Education, whichever deals with the heritage or cultural aspects of their country. So we are dealing with
Very
the
nice.
governments.
So again, so like the bigger aspect of the umbrella, whereby you are promote suddenly, like in the heritage umbrella, you're promoting this
Exactly.
sports over there.
Exactly. And now, soon, inshallah, you will be listening that the first World Traditional Games will be organized soon under the umbrella of international councils. Like
Wow.
you are hearing the Olympic Games, so
Yes.
in future you will be
Mm.
hearing the World Traditional Games as well.
Very nice. Very impressive. So I think I'm just forgetting the name of a person who just recently won the medal at Olympic. Um,
Arshad.
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 Yes. Yes. Sorry. Apologize for that. But so, is that considered like a traditional, or that's not
No,
like
actually,
what is that kind of a game?
actually, the athletics is part of the Olympics. You
Right.
see, so those sports are being recognized by the Olympics. They are not part of the
Okay.
traditionals. So R is a different and distinct category.
So there's a modern sport.
Yeah,
There's a traditional sport. Where do these kind of sport classify then? Like the one which Arshad did basically.
Arshad, as I told you, Arshad is part of the athletics
Okay.
event.
Okay. Okay.
So athletics is one of the Olympic sports, because without athletics events, Olympics has no show at all.
Right. 100%.
So they have the running. They have during this athletics, you can have number of different events. You see, like discus throw, like javelin throw, so like running, like
Mm-hmm.
shot puts and other things. So these are the different segments or different disciplines of the athletics.
So does Pakistan has like separate body for that one? Who kind of
Yes,
manages that over there?
yeah,
Complete all this kind of sport.
we have the national level council, which is called Pakistan Council for Traditional Sports and Games. In every country, we are having the national level councils, and then we have the continental councils,
Okay.
and then on the top of this, International Council for Traditional Sports and Games.
Very interesting because for a person who is not into so much sport, it's very good information for me actually. So just to knowing about a lot of different aspects and different layers and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting conversation for me actually.
Yeah, because as a person responsible for this promotion of this traditional sports and games, I can see the future is very bright, because lots of people like from New Zealand, from
Mm-hmm.
South America, from the North America, from Asia, from Europe, every country, they are so keen to promote their traditional sports. The governments are so keen. Their ambassadors are representing their national sports, coming into our consultations during our meetings. They are
Mm-hmm.
presenting their and I know a task is very huge to organize the World Games and something like that. However, I believe things will be settled down, and you will be hearing very good news soon,
Inshallah soon.
inshallah.
What can you just name again for my knowledge? Just like can you name some of the sports? What is classified into traditional sports?
Yes, horseback archery
Okay,
as traditional sports.
and that is from Now you mentioned this. Is it like originated from Pakistan?
No.
Or no, no.
Horseback archery
Mhm.
is mostly in the it's being much played in Central Asia
Okay.
and in Mongolia.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and then we have uh, for example, uh, there was a sports in Afghanistan which is
Mm-hmm.
called buzkashi. You might
Mm-hmm.
have seen the riders are sitting on the horses, and they have to catch one goat and have to dump into the well.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so it's a team event, and so many others.
So traditional sport is not, when you're saying you have the committee you're running. So traditional sport is not only restricted to the traditional sports of that country, but rather it's a traditional sports of everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
For example,
it's like pick and choose of like where the attention needs to be given.
exactly. You see, for example, there are so many world bodies. Those are running because we are dealing with the international
Mm-hmm.
federations. So they have their own rules and regulations of this. For example, the traditional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional wrestling is different from the modern wrestling.
Right. Right.
Okay, so if you have the belt wrestling, which is called traditional wrestling, or it's called Koresh, or they're the different names, and even in Mongolia, you will see the costume is quite traditional. They are wearing the kind of stuff which is absolutely different, which is not nowhere is being used. So
Mm-hmm.
and it is more closer to the people's heart, and they are having the uh, nomad festival in this Mongolia, and you won't believe the whole country comes to watch 1 week nomad games from
Really?
some kind
Wow.
of. So that is, and even the president of the country and everybody gets involved into that. So lots of country and lots of people are having this enthusiasms, and they are trying to promote the traditional sports and games. However, uh, there was a need for one forum which could have control all these kind of things, and because for example, if I just give you the example of Ludo.
Yes.
You
Okay.
see, you might have seen the Ludo, and Ludo is more or less being played in you see, our part of the region, like subcontinent,
Yes.
right? India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka, or something
Yes.
like that.
True.
However, when you go to the Europe, or when you travel to Canada or America, you will find the players have the same Ludo, you see, piece, or they are playing in the same rules. So there is a international federation which has their own rules and regulations of the competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So when the competition comes, it governs under the rules. When it comes for the
Mm.
fun, then you can enjoy sitting in your home and you can play that. And these sports are quite you see, having not much costly sports. Like for
That is a good
example,
question over there.
you see, if you have to organize the cricket tournament, you need to have a big stadium,
True.
right? But to play the judo, to play this Ludo, you don't need it. You just need one table. You just put it Ludo and
And you're done
dice,
with it.
and just you can play it over there, for the sake of fun. So it's that is the reason that these kind of sports are being getting more popularity nowadays and around the world, and lots of people like in Central Asia, people are calling it nomad, and in the Europe, they are also making it folk sports and
Mm-hmm.
something like that, heritage sports. So everywhere there is a jubilations, and people are promoting it.
Very nice, very
So
nice. I think this is a very interesting conversation whereby we talked about. I think the fascinating thing about was about your journey, like how you had, like managing both passions at the same time, and then about giving your time dedication towards the traditional sports. And I definitely wish you all the best of luck, all the efforts what you're making to the direction. I think I just want to spend like last 5-10 minutes discussing about the element of health, uh, especially where we come from, that subcontinent over there, right? So India, Pakistan, you name over there, health maintaining the health and that element is, I wouldn't say, I think that is not given the priority, I would say. That's not giving the priority. And where would like sports, like if an individual is active into the sports side, so would we be able to kind of fulfill that need over there? Because health is something is very mandate to be there. So what's your perspective or what current state of how, uh, you know individuals, like from us, who is not giving the priority, what should be, just a little bit, I would just want to understand your aspect over there.
You see, when we used to be in our childhood, we used to listen a slogan, early to bed and early to rise, healthy,
Yes.
wealthy, make and wise. Okay. Now, I can see this. Yesterday, I was here
Mm.
on the beach side, and I had almost 11,000 steps walk.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay.
well, I was alone because my son was there in the university, so I was just walking around, and I saw number of people having jogging,
Uh-huh.
walking, and it was full. You see, so
But let me stop you. Did you see anybody from Pakistan, India?
no,
No. Okay.
only
Carry on.
only the
Oh,
local peoples
okay.
or the other foreigners. Unfortunately, you know why? Because these people, they know the importance of the health, so
Right.
that's why they jog, they come for the sweating and all kind of things, they do that. But on the other hand, in our country, if you see, uh, after retirement, what is the lifestyle? Home, or if you have a little religious aptitude, you go to the mosque.
That's
That's
it.
all.
True.
That's all.
True.
I mean, our parks are empty at the moment
Hmm.
because we don't have the environment, that inducive environment which we required. Uh, but there is a need that you need to bring out these people on the playgrounds for physical activity. Yeah, they're one of my friend who used to be the principal of the physical college. He used tell me that the best age for the child development is 3 to 4 years, because this is the age where he has or she has to build up her or his muscles or everything, you see.
Hmm.
So that is the time when we need to guide the childrens to go for this some sort of sports, whatever it is. But our unfortunately, our society, they don't know the importance of this. But on the other hand, the world is now getting this idea, and they are focusing on physical education and physical activity, so that you can see that if you are healthy, your hospitals are empty. But if you are not healthy, your hospitals are full of the patients.
True. Very true.
So the need is that we need to bring our youngsters, we need to bring our elders, we need to bring our people uh, outside of their houses, into their parks, into the gymnasiums, into the swimming pool, to do some activity, some physical
Mm-hmm.
activity. Because if you go into the physical activity, you will definitely be healthy. If you don't do physical activity, your muscles will be jammed, and then you will expire quite sooner.
I think I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because, of course, the lifespan of people from there is pretty low, too. So they often kind of, just, I mean, unfortunately, but I think that's one of the element also.
Look at this Japan. Look at the Japan, Japanese people or Chinese people, uh, because they practice physical activity. I have noticed them that during their break, I mean lunch break, they do some kind of exercise, even in the morning
Mm.
before starting their work. They do collective exercises, like warm up or something like that, so they can keep themselves fit. And there is a saying that even if you cross 50 in your age, you need to be very strong with your legs, because and that is the reason that Chinese people, or rather you can use find them in Tai Chi and other kind of exercises they are doing in their parks and something like that, just to keep their health. And that is the reason
Mm-hmm.
that their life is little, lifespans
Expectancy
is
a little bit
little,
higher.
yeah, higher as compared to our people, because we after the 65 age, when they get retired, Just you can see them fighting each other at home, or fighting with the kids. You don't have to do this and blah blah blah. And this is the life.
Dictatorship kind of gets into the house
It
there.
is in the houses because they can't work into the offices anymore. So they have to bring
That mentality in the house.
in the house. But if on the other hand, if they go into the productive activities, like some activities, something like that, they keep themselves busy. And this is even our religion even also teach us, you see.
True.
So and this health is really important.
Well, I think this is a very interesting conversation. I think this is definitely, I think sports health, is something, it is very important, but yet, it's not been given that level of attention. But the work what you are doing, definitely, I wish you all the best of luck. This is an amazing stuff, definitely promoting the sports, and indirectly, basically, you are telling of the message also out there. Besides promoting the, okay, you need to be fit. So you need to be like, good. You cannot be just basically, in unshaped. So you need to be in the part over there. And I think it will take some time, but I do see that awareness is right now slowly, gradually, it's coming up. And especially, with your effort and like with the whole committee's effort over there, we'll see a drastic change out there.
Exactly. Before parting for this conversation, I just like to add one thing,
Mm-hmm.
that while in my youth, when I just started my martial art career, I used to practice 6 hours a day, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. So that kind of training helped me a lot in my profession, because I used to sit in my office since 7 o'clock
Mm-hmm.
till 11:30 at night at stretch,
Hmm.
without any break during my law practice. And as just mentioned that yesterday I had more than 11,000 steps
Right,
in
right.
walking. It's just because of that training which I had in my youth.
So you had built that stamina.
Yeah,
No,
and fitness level.
fitness level, yeah.
So that is something which we need to concentrate. We need to bring our youngsters into the sports field, any kind of sports. I'm not saying martial arts, any kind of sports, but they need to go constantly over there, and they need to perform something, and then this will help them into their healthy lifestyle.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think this is a very, very golden advice. And I think hopefully, let's, including me, we should basically following this, some of the key advices over there. And I would say thank you. Thank you again for being a guest at this, the Intense show. And we'll definitely, look forward for you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
And looking forward for the next time. Thank you.